Max. But now let's go to the tropical weather bulletin.
Let's go! Live! From Manchester.
From Force 13 HQ, this is June the 1st, 2017.
Time for your tropical weather bulletin.
Shut up, John. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. Live tropical weather bulletin. It's June the 1st, 2017. Hello, nice to see you. We've got Tropical Depression 2E located in the Eastern Pacific on day 1 of the Atlantic hurricane season at day, 16 or 17 in the Eastern Pacific?
16,
One of those
16.
two. And the Eastern
16.
Pacific. Alright, thank you. Just about to get into our second storm on this live tropical weather bulletin. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the current conditions all around the world today as we enter the Atlantic hurricane season. And of course, we'll keep you up Tornado Alley as well with Craig and friends. This is Force 13 Live. We're live with the Skype team at this time. It's 1 minute past midnight. Hello, guys. How are you?
We're good, thank you.
Fantastic. You've
fantastic.
just about got over all that excitement for the Atlantic hurricane season. But it's not really the Atlantic that we're looking at. It's the East Pacific. What a downer. But it is Tropical Depression 2E, and it is pretty serious because there is a tropical storm watch in effect right now for, last time I checked, it was Salina Cruz to Puerto Escondido, Mexico. Craig, if you want to take it away, go right ahead. Or if you don't, we'll get someone else to.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
sure.
currently,
Feel free.
we have Tropical Depression 2. Craig, any details on it?
Someone, please. I don't want to
Well,
do
it's
it.
moving. It's moving at 30.
Yeah, I'm
it
going on
has 30,
strike. Not
currently
doing it.
30 knot wind speed and 30, which is 35 miles an hour.
Yep.
1,006 millibars.
Yep.
Current locations is 14.2 north and 97.4 west. It is currently moving at 2 knots or 2 miles an hour, as per latest advisory. Don't know if we have anything else going. Any other graphics?
No, you guys really prepared for this, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
We all did.
We're so.
We're doing it live! We're doing it
We're
live!
doing it live.
We're
Maybe
live.
like it like that. There's the
Now we have
forecast
some.
track.
So
Tropical
it
storm
says we're gonna
watches
have,
right
what's the B name? What's the B name? Is it,
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Beatrice? Oh, Beatrice, that's right. It's
And it
mirroring
looks like
the
it's
2011 list, I believe.
John, can you count to 6 and subtract it from the current year? 2011. Yes.
Yeah, as I said, 2011. I was just having a minute where I'm like, it's the end of the day, I'm tired, kind of thing.
You know how I
So
feel.
it looks like it's moving.
I played 2 rounds of golf today. Do you think I will be able to do math?
Yes.
Ooh,
That's no
golf.
excuse, John.
I like golf.
Okay, it was mini golf. Okay.
Well, anyways, back to the bulletin.
Yes.
The storm is slowly. It's gonna be slowly moving to the north, northeast, and then moving over also towards the northwest later on before it makes landfall. It seems, or right as it's making landfall. Current wind speed. Can you scroll down a little bit? Whoever's screen sharing, I can't really see it too well.
You know something? The 2017 blooper reel is going to be this whole show.
Oh dear. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
And what about
Hi, David.
Nathan? What about Nathan's
What about?
Jeep is doing updates, which I think you did make public, didn't you?
Depends which one.
When you do your editing.
Yes, I've done plenty of that, David.
I know you've done plenty. Anyway,
I've recorded well over
Blooper reel.
4,000 narrations for Force 13, can you believe? There's going to be a few bloopers in there, isn't there?
But Jack, okay. What the track's gone now? Okay.
You took too long.
And now we have this thunderstorm.
Yeah, severe thunderstorms.
Craig, take it away.
What you're looking at
Go.
is a big bunch of rain. That was severe.
No! It's a big band of lightning. Blooper reel.
Okay, Craig, can you name any of the locations in the map correctly, or we're gonna have to hear you say a mispronunciation?
Oh yes, we like it when Craig does a few mispronunciations.
Shut up.
Craig's had enough of us. He's had enough. All right, in this hour, we're also
Save
going to be
me an
talking.
island.
We're going to be talking sincerely about what we expect for the Atlantic Hurricane season. We've got a few graphics that we popped up a few weeks ago, that Force 13 published a few weeks ago, as I say. And I want to show them to you again tonight. We'll get that going in a few moments. But first, let's talk to John. John, what do you think we will see in this Atlantic Hurricane season? Any numbers for us?
I was thinking this year is going to be very weird. It really depends what El Nino does and what type of El Nino we get. I think in previous discussions I've had with the team, I heard possibly a Modiki pop up once or twice. That could be a thing, but that's just whatever at this point. What we know right now is 1 and 2 are above normal. 3 and 4 are still quite cool. In the Nino regions. In general, I think we're going to see an average to slightly above average season. We're probably going to have the bulk of our activity, is what I'm guessing, in possibly, as it usually is, August, September.
Yeah.
We might have an early end due to El Nino popping in October. We might have slightly elevated numbers in August and September during peak season, but we're going to see possibly the majority of activity then, which is possible.
All right, I'm going to...
make my projections. My projections for the Atlantic, I'm thinking 12 to 16 named, possibly 3 to 6 hurricanes, 1 to 3 majors, just to be safe.
Okay, thank you very much for that. If you've not seen it yet, and it's on the left-hand side of your screen a lot too, is the predictions that Force 13 came out with earlier on, not so long ago actually. This one came out on the 26th, actually giving numerical predictions for 2017. North Atlantic, 15 named storms on the forecast, 8 hurricanes, 4 majors. East Pacific, 15 storms, 10 hurricanes, 5 majors. The West Pacific, 25 named storms, 15 typhoons and 10 majors. The North Indian, 5 named storms, 2 hurricane-strength cyclones. And those predictions are based on recent climatological trends and historical research. Whilst the numbers are precise, there's a wide area of variability and the totals are advisory only. So basically we're effectively saying that we ought to give a range, but we didn't.
Oh, now, I forgot that. I gave my range too short. I meant to say 4 to 8 hurricanes. My bad.
Okay, and we've also got this view as well. This is the chances of tropical storm conditions in 2017, which is quite interesting. As you can see, it looks like this year we're really looking at, again, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, the Bahamas, Jamaica, slightly less. The area where Hermine hit, again we're looking at that. The Outer Banks, though, being the notable exception of 2016, with a really high chance there this year. And something we got to say right now, we are very confident, 90% or higher, that Mexico will probably, I don't know about hurricane, but will get hit by a significant storm on one of its sides, because it looks like the Eastern Pacific could produce a few Mexico landfalls this year, and the way it's trending already, we could be about to have a first one if 2E becomes a significant tropical storm. The coast of Texas, again, half chance or higher for a tropical storm. Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula not looking great there either, and the Lesser Antilles could receive a tropical storm. And notably, look north, the Atlantic Canada region as well could have a significant chance of a tropical storm. Guys, what do you think about areas and potential chances of tropical storms, places to watch for? Anyone?
I was noticing that there was a light yellow by New England, if I'm not mistaken. They're saying 40% there as well in New England. Or
New
less.
England, 30% there.
Okay, I must be reading the map wrong. Oh well, it
Which
was
is
a very
slightly like less than Nova Scotia. That is yellow at 40%. That's for tropical storm conditions.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, let's move right along to hurricane predictions. That's for chances of hurricane conditions in 2017. Look at this. Around the biggest chances, again, look at the Outer Banks there. Half chance or greater for the Outer Banks for a hurricane. Cuba the same. the Yucatan Peninsula the same, and many of those other areas in the Caribbean a little bit less. So it's very intriguing to see the Outer Banks be on a percentage par with the Caribbean for chances of hurricane conditions. So we're taking that quite seriously, and there's the outside chance again of a hurricane for the area in Canada as well, a la 2010. And not only the Yucatan, but the further west on the Gulf Coast of Mexico as well could see something significant. Who knows? We might have an Alex again at the end of this month, like we did in 2010. And finally,
Oh no.
major hurricane predictions. Take note, the percentages have changed there, with 45% being the highest. So we're looking there again. Cuba, the Yucatan being the highest chances of a major hurricane landfall, and then you've got the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, just about into Florida with a somewhat significant chance, 20%. The Bahamas at 20%. The Hispaniola a little bit less, Jamaica quite a bit more, and Cuba, as I say. So that is pretty significant as well. And if you guys have any thoughts on those, do let me know. John?
You saying that the Carolinas have a 5% chance here? The Carolinas, possibly, because
For a
that
major,
line
yes.
looks a little blue.
Yes.
Ooh, that's an outside chance.
Very outside chance. We wouldn't expect it because it's pretty difficult to get a major all the way up there without it weakening. And you'll see Bermuda as well. I think 10% for Bermuda there.
Well, we did see Nicole last year pass very close to Bermuda. In fact, only miles from itself.
Oh, yes.
So that's not surprising.
And just one more little graphic I wanted to show everyone as well. Some of you will have seen all this already, but take a look at this. This is the danger areas for the Northern Hemisphere, and you can see, oops, don't move that. You can see the dots representing warning zones. If we could just possibly blow that up a little bit. There we go. So the red dots are for much higher than normal risk, the orange higher than normal, the green lower than normal, the blue much lower than normal. So you'll see that Mexico is in big trouble if you look at that. Lots of orange and red zones, and then you've got the Outer Banks just on the edge of that red zone. Bermuda I am worried about, and again an elevated risk perhaps for Nova Scotia. And further south as well, the area where Otto hit there's 2 orange dots. And just in case anyone's interested for the other areas, Western Pacific, we're really looking at the South China Sea. That has the most confidence out of anywhere this year for a significant tropical cyclone. That's pretty much it for me waffling. So I'm going to pass it over to you guys, and whoever may want to speak next, you're at liberty. Go.
I'm about to get some storms here soon, so I'm going to start recording them. So I might leave the call soon.
Okay.
They're moving really rapidly to my north, so they're gonna hit me pretty darn soon.
Wow.
So yeah, moving really fast. So that's all I have to say right now.
Okay. So yeah.
What do we think about Florida's
They're right
hurricanes?
there.
Do we think it's going to end up broken? And do you think we're going to end up with a major hurricane landfall in Florida?
Major hurricane landfalls?
In Florida.
I think it's very possible.
Not certain.
Well, never, but I think it's very possible to happen this year. The gap's got to be broken at some point. And you just look at probabilities and
11 years.
And it's got to happen at some point. You think it's going to be soon, but Matthew came close. You sort of feel as though we're getting closer every year. Joaquin of 2015 at one point predicted to hit the US as a major. Then Matthew getting closer. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
So, at the same time, yeah, Florida's due. It's been 12 years now? I think it's been almost, is it 11 or 12? Somewhere in that ballpark. Since they've been hit by a major. And that last major was Wilma of 05.
Yeah, 12 in October.
That feels like a long time for especially such a gap. And when you look at that long of a period, you get complacent. You get complacency setting in down in Florida.
Sooner or later, if it keeps going, we're going to end up having people joining the team who weren't born last time a major hurricane hit the United States. Please let it
Jeez.
happen this year.
Okay, I'm up to go now. I'm up to
Don't
go
sue
now.
us.
We don't want it to happen this year. Or any year.
Don't sue us. Bye.
Oh,
I'm about to go
sorry.
because the storms are ahead.
Yes, we'll see you later.
I don't want to
Isaac.
get some
Thank
video
you.
of it, but they're related to Paul. So see ya.
Yeah, and I think now there's a concern there.
Oh God, hang on.
Confirmed tornado on the ground.
Craig,
in
talk
Kansas.
to us. What's going on?
I think now there's a confirmed tornado on the ground in Kansas. It's not a tornado, but this is a very good-looking Hokkaido that is on this storm right now. This is the current frame right now. I think there is a tornado embedded in here somewhere. I think these are possible debris balls that are on this cell right now. I've had a look here, and any blue that is showing up is a debris ball. This is a setting on the radar that shows me, or shows anyone, if there is any debris that the tornado or anything is picking up. And here is basically where the circulation would be. Is basically the strongest cutlet would be about here somewhere. So basically any red, you look for any blue. So basically any blue now, you have a debris ball. You have debris in the air. But here I think the tornado may be starting to rope, but I don't want to jump the gun just yet. But it is looking really, really strong. 2-inch hail as well.
John?
Just looking at geo level 2 as well.
I'll just look at the blooper.
Which one?
Really,
Shut up, John.
Oh, that. You're watching us
I
back
just noticed to the
10
south.
minutes after
Yeah.
we did it.
No. Jason posted a clip.
Oh, has he?
I
Oh,
don't
thank
know
you, Jason.
I don't know
Yeah.
whether,
Jason's posted
Okay,
a clip.
I don't know what the one
Okay,
to the south has noticed this
Relive
little
that moment.
outflow boundary.
Sorry, Craig.
There's an area to the south here. This is basically about half and half. This is an outflow inflow boundary. This little line here, that's basically stretching behind Goodland down to the southwest of it. I just noticed this on radar just a couple of minutes ago. This could be an area where storms could be about to blow up off of it any minute. Brand new thunderstorms could be spawned off of it because they always love to spawn off of dry lines. This is a good indicator that a storm
Very true.
could be many storms, possible another tornado outbreak could be about to start. Not normally, but severe thunderstorms do tend to love to form off of these. And here,
John?
you can see it's a very strong boundary.
Nathan, I'm curious about South China Sea. You're saying that we could look for a strike around that area this year.
Which
Is
area?
that the South China Sea? Is it the climatology is telling you?
Absolutely. We're extremely confident about South China Sea. Significant activity there this year. Not necessarily a big landfall, but it's a much higher chance than usual. I am quite concerned about, Hainan Island, the coast of China, Hong Kong and Macau as well, and the area in between the Philippines and Taiwan, the channel there, and on either side the land masses again, like in yeah.
Also, in the Atlantic, what type of tracks are you expecting this year? Are you expecting recurvature tracks that go up the that either really come really close to the eastern seaboard or go out to sea a bit, or are you expecting more straight line due west tracks into the Caribbean?
Well, what we always said from the start, what I always said from the start of this year was that I think it would have a cross between 1996 and 2010.
Which was a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. I think there is definitely a possibility of a long westward tracking Caribbean storm this year of significant intensity. Think Allen, think Gilbert, but less strong. Possibly even an Ivan. Something like that could happen this year. As well as lots of storms that curve out to sea like in 2010 and significant intensities too.
Do you think these storms are going to come anywhere close to the seaboard and give us a good graze? Possibly.
Now that is a lot more difficult to tell because you're going further and further away from the source, aren't you? We know where the storms usually form, but we don't usually know where they end up. So East Coast is certainly a possibility, but I wouldn't go any more than 20% because you can never really have more than 20% confidence, let's say.
Yeah, the East Coast is really hard because there are a lot of mechanics at play in the Atlantic.
And a storm
You
can
have
come
jet
really
stream.
close yet not cause any damage, can't it?
Yeah. Like think of Edward of 1996, or is it a different name? I don't remember. It was a storm in '96, or was it 2000? I'm trying to remember. There was a storm. It was a Cat 4 that came really close to the Cape and then fell apart. Cape Cod, really close. I gotta look it up. Hang
I
on.
don't know. I'm always reminded of a very peculiar storm, Esther of 1961. You remember that one?
Oh, that did something similar. Yes.
That one was
Where-
right next to the Cape, as not far from the Cape, as a Cat 4, and then weakened rapidly and did a loop round and then came back, didn't it?
It was Edward, I believe.
Edward. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
96.
If anyone else in the room knows, do let us know.
Oh.
Don't leave us hanging.
I'll show you a track. I'll screen show you a track right now.
Really?
Here's
Why
what I was
have you
talking
got a
about.
Why have you got a TVA signature in that?
Craig, what's going on?
The storm looks terrible. Why have you got a TVS on that?
This is what I was talking about right here,
Oh,
where
nice
it kind of
track. Okay,
kind of
yes.
stalled out a
Yeah.
little bit here.
A storm like that's definitely possible. Yeah.
There
yeah.
were evacuations on the Cape that
Hmm.
year, from what I've heard. There were evacuations on Cape Cod.
If
for that
you-
storm.
I note that the conversation stream's going pretty fast on the comments right now, so if you do have any questions that you want to direct straight to us, start your message with Force 13 all in text, and it will light up for me, and I'll be able to answer your question live. Craig?
Yeah, this year I am honestly baffled on how this is not Tor warned. And here's your hook echo. And there's your inflow notch. That is a very well-defined hook echo.
Yeah.
Especially in that Lex frame, obviously.
You'll have to
cells.
bring your screen share back up, Craig. John had it just
Oh,
for a
yes.
moment.
There's no problem at all.
I don't suppose Marcel would like to say anything about the Atlantic hurricane season and what maybe his numbers prediction is.
Oh, Scott, numbers?
Is he?
Maybe he's not even here. Yeah, is he even here?
No idea.
Is the big question.
No idea.
Well,
As long as
I'm
the
gonna
switcher
get
is
off
showing.
soon. I should probably have some dinner, but before I go, I have another question regarding
Yes.
just moving over to the eastern side of Mexico, the East Pac.
Yes.
So you said we're going to see a lot of curving into Mexico tracks this year, possibly.
Very possible, and it looks like it's already beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're not expecting to see storms that track into the CPAC and kind of doing it.
Well, the Central Pacific could have some activity, but I don't think we're going to get any long. Well, we
Right.
might, but I don't think we're going to get any long tracking Johns, for instance.
Nah,
kilo.
that was
Kilos.
like one of those.
No, we
weird
might get a
exceptions.
kilo. Storms formed in the Central Pacific, almost.
Mm.
But I don't
Yeah,
think we're going to
yeah.
get many storms that make it from the East Pacific at a significant intensity to the Central Pacific.
Okay, let's have a look at that.
So you think the Central Pacific's going to be hostile? Is what you're saying?
No,
to
it's not
Bill.
what I'm saying. I think the Central Pacific could be a breeding ground, but not.
But boundary in between the East Pac and the Central Pacific is going to be
Yes.
hostile.
Yeah, potentially.
Boundaries.
Or maybe just that all the Eastern Pacific storms might recurve a bit more than normal.
True. So
There
yeah,
might be.
I'm interested to see what this year brings. But regardless, I gotta get going now.
Mm.
I should probably get some dinner. I'm tired. I've had a long day today, so
Sure.
Poor
have a good
John.
evening. All right.
Thank you very
Go
much, John,
on.
for joining us, and happy
All
hurricane
right.
season.
You too.
I just want to tell everyone in the stream what the best June analogs are right now. When we talk about analogs, we're looking at seasons that most resemble, not seasons, but we're just talking about this month of June. Sea surface temperature anomalies that most coincide with the ones that we have right now. In the Atlantic, we are very close to 2010. That is the closest resemblance right now. The second closest resemblance for June is 1979. The third closest is 1996, then 2011, then 1960, then 1951. In the Eastern Pacific right now, we have a perfect match with 1972, a season which nobody knows anything about. 1965 is in second, 1953 in third, 1977 in fourth, which granted must have been very quiet because it was everywhere else. 1902 in fifth, had 8 storms, and 1897 in sixth. In the West Pacific, 2010 is currently the closest analogue, and if people know what happened that year, no, not Meggie. Well, yes, Meggie did happen, but it was also the quietest season ever in the West Pacific. 2007 is the second closest, 1953 in third, 1994 in fourth, which coincidentally was a very active season, and 2013 in fifth. And in the Indian Ocean right now, 2011 is the best analogue right now. That's for this month.
I'm curious as to where 2012 ranks on any of those lists.
Where, what, sorry?
I'm curious as to where 2012 ranks on any of those lists.
Yeah,
like 2012 and
Yep.
2016 on.
Yep, I can give you those numbers. We were closer to 2016 not long ago, but we're now drifting just a little bit from 2016. 2016 is still a pretty good analogue, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 2016 is not so bad for the Atlantic. Craig, what's going on? I can't ignore you when you're making noises like that.
We have a cell that's got 2 TVS signatures on it. We could have twins. Twin
Overall,
tornadoes.
You mean like Togo, Nebraska twins? Like that kind of tornado?
Not EF4s, but similar.
Overall,
Not
we are
hit
quite
same
similar
place.
to 2016. I got to give you that. We're also probably equally similar overall to 1996. 2010 is very different in the Eastern Pacific than it is in this year. So that's one possible landmark against 2010.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, we're still not too far away from 2016. And it remains to be seen what we have this season. All right,
So,
questions.
yeah.
Only one so far. What is up with TD2E? Does anyone want to talk about that?
It's depressing.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's still a tropical depression with 35 mile per hour winds moving northeast at 2 miles per hour.
We'll get up the latest satellite loop for you shortly.
The storm here, as you're looking at, is, well, this on my screen anyway, of GR level 3. Is a cell that's in, forgive me if I'm going to butcher this, in Chinee, if I do get that pronunciation correct. Scream at me if you must. You can see here a very, let's just scream it. Here you can see a very strong couplet, a mesocyclone marker, and a tornado vortex signature on it. I'm going to take these off just now. Here you can see a very strong couplet between green and red. Green, oh, thank you, radar. You just updated on me. Thank you. So here you can see the velocity here. It basically scans what the winds are on the inside of a tornado. Yeah, if we didn't knew that, we'd be laughing. On the inside of a thunderstorm. So basically, red here is going away from the storm. The green is coming towards it. You get these two, they start coupling with each other. You get circulation, and then you get tornado. Eventually.
Okay.
Here, well, I can't really see a hook echo, but not yet. But I'm starting to see what could be a bow echo. Not very well defined, but you can sort of make one out.
I've just got latest imagery on Tropical Depression 2E, Craig. To me, it looks like it might be moving a bit more quickly to the northeast, and maybe landfall could happen tonight. And it will move inland and weaken very quickly. Might be a tropical storm just for one advisory here, looking at it. What do you think?
Wouldn't surprise me, because it's trying to get its act together, but then it has actually picked up speed. This is moving quicker than the NHE thought.
Yeah, certainly.
I
just wonder whether
yeah, that is definitely not 2 miles an hour to the northeast.
No. And if it's moving northeast still, is the HWRF going to be right? Atlantic tropical storm, it said.
Please don't.
In fact, let me get, whilst you're going to talk a little bit more about the storms, I'm just going to get the latest HWRF graphic up to show the viewers. Craig, go.
Yes. Okay, where am I going?
I assume you were going to talk more about these storms.
Yes, it was. Looking at GR level 2 analysis on another laptop that I've got going. Yes, I'm committed to tornado tracking. Forgive me. But I'm currently monitoring this outflow boundary, and that is looking very impressive. This could be tomorrow's setup, and this is the velocity on this current possible tornado. It looks a bit like an extratropical cyclone.
Oh, I guess.
It just has that sort of spirally shape to it. But
You say so.
it's definitely not a tornado yet. It's not
Now,
a tornado yet.
Craig, I want to
But I'm
divert your
succeeded at
attention
coming.
to something
Sure.
that's going to go on the live stream in a minute. I'm about to explain. You won't be able to see it
Go
on
on.
here. This is not that. This is the HWRF model run, showing what's going to happen with 2E according to the HWRF model. This was initiated at 18 Zulu. So becomes a tropical storm, briefly moving west and then east, making landfall. What time does it make landfall there? Let's see. That's going to be around 3 p.m. UTC on June the 1st. So that's going to be at around 8 a.m. local time. And then 8 a.m. Pacific time, sorry. Then into the Gulf, becomes a tropical storm in the Gulf, and then doesn't know what it's doing, becoming more broad, and then moving off towards the northeast. Looks like it turns into a different center altogether. It might be another Colin, to be honest, and then it heads towards Florida at 41 knots sustained winds. It looks very messy, but that's what the HWRF are saying. On the second run in a row, a tropical storm in the Atlantic coming out of Tropical Depression 2E, which would be named Beatrice, and we're probably expecting it. I think David wants to say something.
Messy?
What's
Are we
the,
talking like Colin messy?
Possibly. David?
What's the
Who's that? Someone's calling someone. I don't know where that came from. How odd. David, go.
What's the current cone for the system? I think it was going to go to the northwest.
That cone is a complete mess.
Well, if you look at it right now, well, they're saying northeast. They're probably right on that, but they only say. In fact, let me just get this right. If we look at the floater right now with grid lines, you won't be able to see this, but I just want to look for myself. The center of the storm has just about reached 15 north, and it said that it would only get there at 1 a.m. Friday Pacific time. So it is about not quite, but it's somewhere around. I'm trying to work this out. Somewhere around 8 hours ahead of schedule.
Oh god.
Somewhere around 8 hours ahead of
Well, the
schedule.
advisory's on 2A, so I expect advisory 3 to come out within the next hour.
No, that's 7
Or
p.m.
two.
CDT. That's just passed. That was the hour just gone that they've issued that latest.
No, I thought I noticed a difference.
Yes.
Bloody heck.
Yeah, they
That's poor.
What does
did.
it say there, Craig, on the red? Just go back to.
It just says advisory 2A. Basically exactly what was said.
Say it's the same as the previous.
Pretty much. ATCF says it's 30 knots, so might still get a tropical storm out of it.
Interesting question from someone here. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being super quiet and 10 being 2005 version 2, I think they might mean the what might have been. How active
Yes.
do you think this year is going to be in the Atlantic?
I think it'll be average.
Well, he said
I'm
on a
gonna
scale
say
of 1
above
to
average.
10.
Currently getting
8.
storms here.
Yeah, I'll say above average too.
Well, if we think about it, how many storms were in the 2005 what might have been? I can't
God's
remember.
amount.
Say there was 32.
Now you're testing us.
Say there was 32. If you're going to give it an 8, you're saying that there's going to be 26 storms this season, David.
Oh god.
Well, what's an average season?
Usually, well, the long-term average is 12.
That's what I said
Yes.
yesterday, David. Yeah, I said to you that the average was 12. So
I'll be amazed if we
I
get
think it'll
close to
be well
15.
above that. I think we'll get 17.
But here's
I
this
think we'll
one
get 17.
for the
17.
viewers too.
Yes.
That's that's got a tornado.
Could we see multiple systems in the Atlantic?
Wouldn't stop it.
Well, it almost always happens, so... Yes.
Matthew and Colt.
Well, let's say 2, 3 at the same time.
No, it's happened before. There's been...
It's
four,
hard plenty of
hasn't there
times.
been 4 hurricanes at the same time before? 1998?
Yes,
2010?
that a good while ago, Nathan, but yes.
What were they, Nathan?
Oh, and you're testing me now. I don't remember anymore.
You're
Mine-
our data expert.
Not quite. I'm not good.
Not
I'm not as good as on the spot memory as Hank might be or Marcel. I can dig back and tell you after the show, but I'm not that good, I'm afraid.
Okay, now I'm going to convince it to say this is a tornado.
Looks like it.
I'm going to come out and say this is a
So,
tornado
Craig, where
now.
is this?
This is still the same cell that's in Kansas right now, and I'm convinced that this one's starting to produce a tornado as well. These ones here are going to produce.
That looks interesting.
Both greens. This one's going to be
National-
late round.
National Weather Service severe thunderstorm account shows severe thunderstorm warning continues for the Cheyenne County in Kansas.
View from Isaac's place over there. Isaac, what's going on?
Currently, we just had heavy rain going on. As you can hear, the rain in the microphone, and it's passing on by right now, and it came in really, really fast.
Craig, what's going on over there? What's on the radar? Texas.
Let's go then, shall we?
It's a small line of storms that developed from the south that are rapidly moving north.
And Nathan, we've got, sorry guys, we've got a confirmed tornado.
Is that the one Craig was talking about?
No,
Please
it's
tell us this
actually it's a weak tornado confirmed in Berryville, Clark County by National Weather Service Bolt Walsh.
Okay.
I'm
And it's
now literally frantically scanning through the warning statements.
Fox 5 DC.
I see that a lot of people are
What was the
talking.
statement again? Oh no,
Sorry.
it's this one.
A lot of
This one
people
here.
are talking about storm records, and one person asked how many
Yep.
or which Atlantic seasons
yeah.
had less than 5 tropical storms. I'll tell you. The last one was obviously 1983 with 4. The one before then, just making sure I'm not missing any out, less than 5. There were a few with 5, so I'm not going to say those. 1930 had 3. 1925 had 4. 1917 had 4. 1914, the lowest, with 1. What's that?
It's a bird.
1890 with 4. 1884, 1883 both had 4. Obviously, a lot of the old years. 1868 with 4. 1857 with 4. That's all on the record going back to 1851. And I think people are asking about quietest seasons elsewhere. Eastern Pacific, for instance. The quietest season in the Eastern Pacific would have been... Trying to find it. Well, it depends how far you want your records to go. But
Come on, National Weather Service, update
I'm not
your
sure,
warnings.
actually.
Because I'm definitely going to confirm that this is a tornado on the ground.
1953 had only 4 storms in the Eastern Pacific, but there were probably more because observations weren't so good back then. And same too with all those other years. But we have been compiling yearly totals. The
Yep, that's a tornado.
record for a year's tropical cyclone total around the whole world. That record belongs to No, it doesn't. It belongs to 2005 with 107. Second place just is 1971 with 106 storms. And records for hurricanes, I believe, also belongs to 1971 with 65. I think that's right. And for majors, it's 2015 with 39. And for category 5s, I believe it's still 1997.
Yeah, I'm going to confirm now that this one here that's probably got the reported tornado does have a tornado on the ground.
Looks like someone's invented a super cyclone challenge question for us. If we do use up 15 names, what will be the 15th name storm? Anyone go? Anyone know? Want to tell us? It's got everyone thinking now.
Maybe because it's not going to happen.
Should still be Ophelia.
It probably will.
I think
It probably
still.
will.
I think it's still Ophelia.
I think it is.
Yes, was raining over at Isaac's place. Now we can't see anything. Craig, what's going on? Latest pause, please.
I'm going to confirm now that we've got a tornado on the ground. It's not tornado warned yet, but I'm going to definitely confirm. Strong couplet on the cell, which is apparently got the confirmed tornado. TVS signature on it. Mesocyclone marker on it. Indicates tornado. Screams it. Literal screams it. No Hokkaido, so this is obviously a rain ramp tornado. Very heavily rain ramp, so you will not see it. Whoever's reported this, great spot. Absolute great spot. I'm mainly concerned about this one that's down here. I want to see this one go Tor warned. I really do. Because here's the green, here's the strong green. That's gotten even better. Yeah, that's gotten even. This one here's gotten even better. This one's just. It's. I'm surprised that these are not tornado warned. I'm surprised.
Okay.
Geo level 3 has been playing up, so I can't get an update. But I'm hoping the next update that does come through, there's a tornado warning. But there isn't. Because it keeps telling me it's retrying.
As you can see, it's still raining at Isaac's place. Isaac, what's going on? Anything new?
Just rain.
Yes.
It's really not nothing more I could say.
Those thunderstorms.
It's lighting up. It's lighting up more than it was earlier.
All
It's
right.
really heavy earlier. Now it's just like not really that much. But
Well, let's talk to David. David, what do you think of the Atlantic hurricane season? Any idea on the numbers?
Slightly above the average.
So you're going to go with
There's
something like
14.
Okay, well, Force 13 is going with 15 named storms.
All right, I won this. So
Yeah.
I'll go 14.
Okay. All right. And what do you think will anything happen in the Australian region or Southern Hemisphere in the rest of this year? Since nothing really happened in the first half, apart from Debbie, of course, and in our...
Well, I'm currently
Ghana.
monitoring the South Indian Ocean. There's a weak tropical low. It's come
There
back
is.
on the BI Meteorology's radar. There's extra tropical low tracking towards the South Island of New Zealand. The entire east coast of Australia is under a marine wind warning, excluding the inside island, Fraser Island, Harvey Bay, and Moreton, Stradbroke Islands, my location, which is Moreton Bay. And I'm going to ask Lee, could we see a early start to the Southern Hemisphere 2017-18?
well, it wouldn't
summer.
be if it happened this month.
Well,
I
I'm
think-
not ruling one out.
I think
one.
you might get an early one this year, David. I think you'll get one in December. I think you'll
But
see a
that's
system
during
in
the
December.
season.
December's not so
Yeah.
early, actually.
Well, November, late November.
Early November or late October.
October,
You
it can
normally-
happen. You can get a major or two,
Yeah, you
actually, in
can.
October.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it 2013 that
Oh.
it happened, I think?
So I think there'll be an early one.
As per
I'll
usual.
say November, David.
November. I'm tipping an early start.
One of our
Yeah, I
viewers
think,
wants
yeah.
to know where Isaac is filming from.
I think your
It's up to you if
season
you
He
want
is
to
will
tell.
filming
be
from
much better
Corpus
this year,
Christi. So Isaac is filming from Corpus Christi. And Isaac
We've
is
lost his
breaking up
signal.
badly.
Isaac,
I'm
have you-
filming from. Yeah, sorry, I went out of the connection. I'm
Yes.
filming from Corpus Christi, Texas,
Yes.
around Oasis County and obviously it's raining right now.
Obviously.
And
I wouldn't have thought the
sun's-
sun's out.
I do have breaking news when you're ready,
Oh.
Nathan.
What's
We're
that?
ready.
It's being reported at NASA. I'm going
Are
by
suing us.
NASA, and Lee, you might be able to do some homework on this, but they're
No, you
reporting
go.
that it's announced its first ever solar probe mission
Really?
to touch the sun.
How can you touch the sun?
Oh, that's
Okay.
nonsense. Surely not, David.
I'll
Yes.
This sounds like a miserable fail waiting to
image.
happen.
Oh, no.
David.
And
There
I'll
it
tell
is.
you something. Sorry to interrupt, Nathan. David, what I will say to you is there is a blue dwarf planet that's circling the sun at the moment.
Really? The
I'll try
sun.
and send an image to you after this show.
I don't know much about these
Okay.
things, but the
On
sun
you go, Nathan.
surely isn't a solid. How can it land on the sun?
No, it can't land on the sun. No. It's a gas.
No, they say they're going to touch the
like
atmosphere.
Checking
Yeah,
the
so
date,
what's
1st
going
of
on?
June. Did someone think it was the 1st of April?
NASA
No.
are actually planning that.
There is a blue
Well, they're
dwarf
going to have to
going
explain
around
it to us. We're going to get someone from NASA on the
I
stream.
don't know what they're doing there, Nathan, but
Okay, well, that's a very interesting.
I'll
Very
send an
interesting.
image later.
Find it very interesting that a lot of people are talking about names right now in the comments section.
What the
Here's a little
heck?
scoop for you. This year's
Oh.
Hurricane Week, or part of Hurricane Week, is going to be about names this year. So that is interesting. Before we've made the Hurricane Week announcement, it's coming very soon. In the
And-
first part of this month, we're going to be mentioning that. It's part of our Hurricane Week feature this year. So hope you find that interesting. We're going to be doing names. Quite how and what? Well, you wait and see on that one.
And David, just to let you know, by the way, see if anything was to touch the sun, it would just melt instantly. So that's
Well,
rubbish
clearly.
from NASA. Sounds like rubbish from NASA. Anyway,
That's
sorry,
weird.
Well,
Nathan. Sorry.
Well, we should give
NASA
them
were planning-
should give them a fair trial though. What exactly
It's nuts.
have they explained how they're planning it, or is it just
Well, I'll
has it been
certainly
taken
look
out of
into it.
context? They're not really going to the sun. They might just fly around it or something.
I would say they'll maybe orbit the sun, but I don't think they'll touch it.
Well,
So if
they
you touch it
can't.
with a probe, the probe will melt.
Well, they can't touch it anyway.
No, but it's a probe. It's a probe that they use. So,
Yes, but they still can't touch
But the
something
probe will
that's
dive
not
in.
No,
solid.
of course not, Nathan. The probe will burn.
Right.
Even the birds are disagreeing. It
Yeah,
looks
the
like.
birds there, they're
Anyway.
laughing their heads off, yes.
I'll
think
look
it's
into it,
fantastic.
Nathan.
Yeah.
I'll look into what it is.
Isaac, have you asked the
I'll
birds
try
how
it.
they're feeling about the Atlantic hurricane season now underway?
Hey, how do you feel about the Atlantic hurricane season?
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, one of them replied with. One of them replied with no.
Okay,
Oh,
one
They
doesn't.
they're
said
laughing
no.
at me again. They're laughing at me
Speaking
again.
of the weather, are the sunsets looking really, really nice here?
Oh, very good. Could you show us?
And the rain is about to stop here. See the rain.
Oh, good.
I wish I could show you, but the sun is tucked behind a neighbor's house, and I don't want to be taking pictures of a neighbor's house.
Yeah, that's not the best idea in the world, is it?
No.
Okay.
I'm horrified at what's just happened.
What's
My phone's
happened,
gonna
Craig?
shut down. No,
The National
my
Weather
phone's
Service
gonna
has-
shut down.
Sorry,
The National
Isaac.
Weather Service have lifted the-
Goodbye. It was great. It was
Craig's
great knowing
fed up. He's
seeing
had
you.
enough. Craig, tell us the news. What's going on?
The National Weather Service have issued haven't even issued a tornado warning. They've lifted.
Oh, that's
Get
not
to the
news.
charge,
They
huh?
haven't issued a tornado warning. That's what's going on there. If anyone was watching tonight, or have just joined us, thinking that we'd be doing a serious broadcast this evening, well, I'm afraid you're wrong. The last 4 hours we've been spent doing the countdown to the Atlantic hurricane season, which went by just less than an hour ago, and we've been messing about all stream and basically having a jolly old time because we can every so often, though we still do have a little bit of time of seriousness. Tropical storm watches are in effect from Tropical Depression 2E, which could well be a tropical storm very soon. Salina Cruz, Puerto Escondido, Mexico are under a tropical storm watch right now. Last I knew anyway, I don't suppose they've been upgraded to warnings, but it doesn't appear that they have at this time. No, still tropical storm watch there, and I really don't know why. Can we try Marcel one more time before we finish up here? Marcel, you there? Why did he even come? Okay, Marcel's not there, so I don't know if anyone would like to say anything before we finish.
Have a great evening. I suppose. Have a great evening.
It's been a good 4 hours. It's been very enjoyable.
Yes. When do you think we'll get our next Atlantic storm? Please don't say we're looking at it.
I'll say late June for the next one.
And do you think it might do maybe a bit of an Alex of 2010?
It's possible. It's possible. So,
Well, that would certainly fit the narrative for being the 2010s analog right now for
I would
June.
say it's possible. Definitely, yes.
Certainly. Okay, well, that's...
Anyway, good 4 hours that's been.
That's all we had time for tonight over this period. It's been a very exciting time for us. It's been very hectic here in the live studio. And you can see outside Force 13 HQ right now. Yes, the camera there is still rolling. What's going on? You can't see very much at all there. You can just about make out the silhouette of a building. It's a overcast night here. I don't believe it's raining. But
no
I've
rain,
been
just
wrong before, and it looks like we're going to have another overcast day tomorrow. Current temperature 61 degrees, and we will of course be giving you more updates on Tropical Depression 2E as time progresses, though I don't know whether we will, to be honest, because if it's going to make landfall very soon, which it looks like it could by morning, then, or overnight even, local time, then it looks like we may not even have time to do another update. So who knows? But of course, as we'll know throughout the whole season, of course, we will be here for every single Atlantic, Eastern Pacific, and worldwide development. And yeah, we'll be here to enlighten the viewers, to make sure that everyone knows exactly what is going on. Craig, would you like to finish on anything right now? I gave you the last word. Guess not. Where'd he go?
Guys, shut.
Oh, he's not here even. Oh, never mind.
I must have left.
Hello.
Hi, Isaac. We're just finishing up here. Any last words for us?
Well, currently, my situation, I have an extension cord. I have my phone charger right here, and I'm outside with it right now. So if I get stuck with lightning, I'm dead. So yeah, that's my situation right now.
Nice fairy lights on your balcony there. Wonderful. It's Christmas all the time over there, is it?
No, it's Independence Day apparently.
Oh, Independence Day. Wonderful. Oh, you told us
Yeah.
that though. You had, yeah, we had
Oh, that's
conversations
true. I
about that.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
A
See,
bit
I'm
early
there,
for
I read.
Independence Day though.
Yeah.
You're just
I
a
know. I need to
patriot,
change the
aren't
setting.
you?
I need to change the setting on him. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. This
In
was
fact, I
Force
can change it
13
right now.
Live. We'll be back again soon. Stay tuned. We'll be here throughout the year. Don't go away. Subscribe if you haven't
for
already.
now, everyone.
And I've done this for long enough now. It's too much of an outro. We have to cut. See you later. Good night.